Everyone, good evening. Wait, let me know you're awake here, way back. Okay. We actually have a lot of stuff to cover tonight, so please make sure you take some notes. The company kind of throwing a lot of stuff at us for this month, and all good. So it's going to be a busy month, and the whole idea is to make sure momentum is going when New Year's comes. In January, February, March are here. The one thing you never want to do in this business is you never want to be flat-footed. You never want to let the train stop. It's a business that momentum can play such a huge role in everything that happens. And momentum is contagious, excitement is contagious. There's a lot of things in this business that are very contagious. And we're just giving you a heads up. I'll show you some pictures in a second of we just got back from Bahia Mita, which I didn't know where or what that was, but it's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It's right on the ocean there, and it's a beautiful resort, um, all inclusive resort. So I'll show you some pictures of that, but the company is going to be doing a lot more mini trips and where they're going to be, a 90-day sprint and then you go on the trip. And then there'll be another 90-day sprint and you go on a trip. And what it is, with these bigger trips, like when we went to Africa, when we went to Alaska, Croatia, Ireland, the bigger ones, um, you really need to sprint for 8, 9, 10 months. And that's a long distance runner, man. And if you're not used to doing that, that can be a little challenging. But everybody can sprint for 90 days in this business. And it's amazing. Well, April and I were blown away with, Mexico just caught on fire. And I'd say 70% of the people that were on this trip qualified from the country of Mexico. They caught fire and things went berserk for them. And we've seen it happen a lot of times in a lot of different places. So let me go to the slides and get started. Okay, if this doesn't, kind of show you that we had fun, I don't know what will. It's amazing. From giving back stuff to traveling to exotic islands to this picture here in the middle celebrating Dee and Wayne's 20th anniversary. Here's Wayne. It looks like he's eating the worm, but it's actually a shot from a tequila. Look at the beautiful night pictures and stuff. The help at this resort was just mind-boggling. I mean, they were just waiting on you, heading, just nonstop. You could play with monkeys. Where's Annette up here getting a picture of monkey. I had a bird on me. The lady over here on the bottom bringing us champagne for the 20th anniversary of Wayne Dean. But this one down here, this lady doing the tequila stuff, she was my favorite. She knew how to play with the audience. She played along, but she kept filling up the shot glasses, and most of the people that were in there learning about Moscato or Moscato, I think it was. I can't even say it. I just kept calling it tequila. But she just kept filling everybody up. And I'd say within a half hour, everyone had done at least 6 shots. And Skylar and I actually finished off splitting the worm. So, yes, we did eat the worm. But I swallowed mine, it slid down. Skylar chewed it. So, I tell you how many shots he had because he chewed on it. But it was fun. And the reason I share this with you, and you've probably heard me say this before, we just wish you were all with us. We talk every Sunday night, we strategize every Sunday night, we do our monthly opportunity presentations. And the only thing that could be better and would be better is if all of you, and I don't mean some of you, I mean all of you, were on the trips with us. And April and I adopted, we adopted an attitude 33 years ago, when we heard about this luxury cruise that we were, could qualify for. It was on Crystal Cruises in our first company, and we made that trip, and we just said, if the company's paying, we're going. And I can't even count how many trips, we've been on like 40 different cruises, but I can't even count how many trips that we have gone on that the company paid for. And it's a really good, two things happen, folks, with these trips. Three things. The camaraderie that you get to develop with your team and meeting other lines and teammates is priceless. The business strategizing that you get to do is priceless. The places you get to see is priceless, but your vision for the future and your belief in what can be done goes through the roof. And once you've made one, it's easier to make the second. And once you've made two, it's easier to make the third. And once you've made three or four, you expect to make them all. You just never expect to miss one. And, so we are in, and April will go over this in a second, but we are 7 days into a qualification for the next mini trip. What is a mini trip? January, February, March, we're going to qualify for the trip to go somewhere. Okay, somewhere cool, nice. Okay, they just haven't told us where. But what they are doing is allowing us to start accumulating points in December. It's kind of like giving us a chance to cheat a little bit. So don't take this month off, especially with some of the promotions and specials that are going on. So, one thing I do want to share, and this is, we've gone back and forth a little bit, and April's going to talk about, the activation party, product presentation that's going on Thursday night. But please, folks, if you're posting on social media, like, on your wall, if you want to be sending it out in bulk, if you're just posting it for the general public, please use the one on the left where at the bottom it says, please message me for Zoom link. Do not post the one on the right that has the Zoom link. Now, the reason for this is you post it and you ask them, it says, please message me for Zoom link. That's how you know who to expect on the event on Thursday night. That's how you know. So you'll get back to them, you'll send them this one, and now you got somebody to be following up with for the next 4 days to make sure they're on, because you know who asked for the link. Okay, that's the key. So in public, on the left, on the right, you send that to Warm Market or anyone that asked for the link. Okay. Okay, so April, as I go through these, chime in on anything that you want to elaborate on. You saw
Okay.
some of the slides, but these are just some reminders and some things that are coming up for this week. From tonight through to next Sunday. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern, it's the weekly power hour that's been going on for 3 or 4 weeks now. And one of the main topics is going to be inviting for the December 11th activation party. Just inviting people to join that. And April's going to talk more about that. And there'll be some other things that go on during the power hour. But what you want to do is just pack it out on Thursday, because it's going to be easier to deal with products and selling products and using products, but more importantly, developing momentum going into the new year. Okay, so, that's, you want to add anything to that, April?
Yeah, one of the things that we've seen, we're so strong on opportunity in this group, and we do a really good job as far as showing people how to make money. But you really need to know what you're sharing, and you can share that much more if you have the confidence with the products that we all have. I mean, I think sometimes some of us oldies take it for granted that we've been around so long, we've heard the testimonies, we know all the different things. But again, sitting back to a couple weeks ago, Bobby and I were in a meeting that somebody else was doing, way too heavy on product for an opportunity meeting. But the guest we had there loved it. So, and she'd been using the products for a while. So it just speaks to me that, we need the product training, and what a better time of the year than right now, because again, everybody's busy, there's a lot going on, but you need to know your stuff. You can get excited about it when you hear what's going on with these products. Maybe you think but I bet that the ladies that are sharing are really going to surprise you. They're both super, super, super smart, but they have the ability to keep it so that we can all understand it and grasp it. And I know Dr. Gordon has a few patients' testimonies she'd like to share, and they're just both super. So I know that you'll enjoy it, and we need to know this stuff to share it, because when you realize all the stuff that these products do, all the ways that they help people, it just makes it easier for you to share and for you to build a bigger business.
And folks, on this particular Zoom on Thursday night coming up, when you get doctors and physical therapists, and Kelly's married to a doctor, when you get them talking about patient results, this gives you conversations that you can have with individuals, with warm market. These are things that you can say that we can't post a lot of stuff because we're in the holistic nutritional side of things. We're not big pharma, but these are things that when you're on the telephone with someone, when you're talking to someone privately, one-on-one, this is stuff that you want to have, in your arsenal. You just want to have these things available to share. And that's where you pick up a lot of stuff. So, if you want to do well with inviting, join the Power Hour tomorrow, but you definitely want to make sure that, and April, who would you recommend people be inviting for Thursday night? Are there any exceptions? Is there anything special that you're targeting?
No, I'm targeting everyone. The invite may be a little bit different. Maybe they're a consultant who bought some product, got involved, and kind of has disappeared. It's just another event for me to be able to invite them back, and also tell them they can invite anybody else that might be interested. So, if it's somebody that's not even a customer yet, great, invite them. I just think, this is an area where, knowledge is power, and people get motivated and excited anytime you have information. And this is, like I said, different than we normally do. So existing consultants, especially those that are fairly new, have no idea how powerful these products are. We throw around activation, but nobody knows what activation really is. There's very few of us that can explain exactly what it is and get somebody excited. And the more that you're around it and you hear these ladies talk about these products, it just makes it easier for you to be able to share the products, having that knowledge. So everyone, existing customers, potential customers, existing consultants, even consultants, Bobby and I, our text message this week went out to potential consultants, because I felt like if they had the knowledge of how great these products were, their ability to see the opportunity just got that much bigger because of all the people that they can help, not only financially, but with the products.
Now, you just triggered something in me. I think maybe we should put that invite without the ID number on it in Lifespan Matters in that group, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's make a point of putting it in there, because a lot of people have added a lot of people to that group, and since it's going to be all product, so we'll just do the one without the ID number in it. Hey, what about the December promotions? What's up with that?
Okay, so the thing that you should be most excited about is the discount. So I'll give you an idea: 20% off MindBody for a customer. And again, we're into this weight loss season. This promotion runs all the way to January 31st. So the MindBody just came down with the 20% discount, and it's right in the shopping cart. You don't have to put in any codes or anything, but it comes down from the 179 you'll see posted down to 143. that 143 to me becomes a great price point. So people, I can tell you're already getting excited about that. And then, and that's just for the mind body. Can't add the Protandim with it. No stacks, no mixing, just that product. You can put other things in the shopping cart, but just the mind body product right there for the GLP-1
Now
activator.
is that coming off consultant prices too? We can buy it at
Yes, yes. And if you're already on a script, it's automatically coming off. So you don't have to do anything. So if that's part of your subscription, it'll automatically be there. And then the 25% is off the Healthy Edge stack together with the P84, the gut health, and then also the mind body when they're purchased together. And there's a Protandim in there. So that's all together. And again, that's 25% off. And this is for product. It's none of the consultant packages or anything. So you still have your 10% coupon for someone starting a consultant. So like I had somebody that wanted the P84, also wanted the GLP-1. So you figure out a package for them to get started. You can give them the 10% off. And then you can put the mind body in the shopping cart and let them get that for the 43. So you can really play around with these numbers if you think it out and get the price down for some people. Now the 200, 400 promotion, if you do the 600, you get 10 points towards the mini trip in December. So that's, and again, we don't know where we're going. What they originally thought, oh, and you also get the new product. And I really hesitate to share this.
Go for it. Most people have heard it. Tell them it's good because we're excited about it.
You know, sometimes I say stuff because we kind of get it on the lowdown and then corporate changes its mind. But I think Kenneth was there and Dee was there with me. I know Dee was there. We were right together. So there's a picture of us.
And I got it from corporate too. So
okay, so we got to talk to Dr. Tamia, who was actually with the LoveBiome company. And the way that LifeVantage corporate kind of told us this product, it's going to be called Axio X. And corporate kind of said, oh, it's going to have a little extra caffeine. It'll be like our Axio, you know, as far as brain health and focus. Well, that is anything but. So the way that Dr. Tamia was sharing this is an all-day energy product that you are going to love, both physically when you're working out, mentally, it's going to be a powerhouse for you. In the bedroom, it will be a great product as well. She said the stamina and the energy without being hyped, you're going to absolutely love. So she was so excited about this product. And Dee, I don't know about you, but it certainly made me excited when she was sharing all these benefits. And I'm not doing it justice, but I will make sure, and we will make sure that we have our 600 points because I want it like right away. You know, this is definitely something I want right away because she got me so excited about this product. So if you get the 600, that gets you to be able to get the product before everyone else. Now they've gone back and forth on this. The 600 was also going to get you some exclusive training as we go through January, February, March. It's I think they're calling it what are they calling it? Activate 90-day challenge or something. And so they're going to have personal trainers and recipes and coaching and all this other stuff. Originally that came out as the 600. I think they've backed it down and decided to back down based on some FAB members to 200. So that will be additional training that you get. But again, 10 points on the mini trip, access to the new product, lots of good stuff going on for just doing a business that you should be doing anyway. And like I said, 20% off that mind body down to 143 with us going into weight loss season should really be able to. And so I'm going back to all the people that I've ever talked about weight loss, people that got on it, got off of it, whatever went on, you know, because again, this is the great time of year to be able to start weight loss. So I think that was pretty much it with the trip. So, and there'll be a daily tracker in the app. I do know that too for consultants. If you definitely hit the 600, but they're talking about bringing it down to the 200. I would love for them to open it up to customers. All the GLP-1 customers, I would love for them to open it up, but we haven't gotten them to talk about that yet. Does the 600 have to come from 3 new consultants? Any combination of volume, customers, whatever. There's just 600. That was a question in the chat.
Now, April, we had talked about, you know, the reason, especially the 20 off the mind body, people don't decide January 1st that they're going to lose weight and then start looking for what they're going to use, they're kind of making that decision now, and that purchase may come a little bit later, but a lot of them are going to purchase it before January 1st starts. So that may be the day they open the container, but they're going to have the container on their counter.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There'll be a point when the company tells us if you want it. And really, weight loss season these days starts, our holidays are changing a little bit. Halloween's not like Halloween anymore. But weight loss season for a lot of people starts December 26th. New Year's is not the big party that it used to be. Maybe you have a family gathering or something, but yeah, it's not what it used to be. So December 26th for a lot of people starts the weight loss season, but definitely, by the time we get to the first or second.
Okay, and folks, just a reminder, because I have some other slides I'll pull up in a second, but make sure your teammates are on our Telegram channel, and not just on the channel, but they know that by clicking the top, they can get everything that's ever been posted in there. Every video is listed under links. Every shareable before and after, everything we've ever put there is listed under media. So everything that we put there already and in the future will be there. So just get them plugged into that. It's like one-stop shopping. There's also, I had a chance to spend some time with Gentry on the trip, and tried not to drive him too crazy because he actually got to bring his wife on the trip. It was like almost like a second honeymoon for them to get away from the kids for a few days. But there's more promotions coming. Okay, as a matter of fact, they announced we have another executive call tomorrow. Okay, so I don't know what they're gonna, what they're gonna do or say or whatever, but there's another call tomorrow. So please pay attention to any emails the company sends, texts, stay in touch with Telegram and the Facebook groups and stuff. And then before I go to the next slide, I just had an opportunity to book our rooms in Las Vegas for the trip coming up in April. And I was just blown away by the rate. Okay. And I just wanted to let you know the rate was 169 a night with all the extras, taxes, all the stuff that they pile on in a hotel, especially in Vegas. It still came out to just 199 a night. Okay. So these, now I'm gonna let you know they do charge one night when you book the reservation, but it's fully refundable up to 72 hours before the event. Okay, but they do charge one night. For some reason, they only charge $154. I don't know what that was, why it wasn't 169, but that was the number. So let me go here. Okay.
Bobby, what hotel did you book? That's
The main one, what is it?
Planet
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yep.
Planet Hollywood. Okay.
Yep. So that's the first one you see on the website when you register. So anything you want to say about Power Hour, April?
Yeah, Power Hours is as close as we can get to, having just an open conversation, figuring out who on social we can be inviting, or even through our phones and stuff. We all like it. I think it's a wealth of information everybody shares. And we're just an hour of intense working our business. A lot of times when you sit down to work your business, the phone rings or you're off, the dryer goes, or whatever is going on in your life. It's easy to get distracted. And I don't know. I just like being around some of the other ladies, being able to talk to them. We're on Zoom, of course, but I can tell you after being in Mexico for a few days, and then, Jackie had a bunch of girls for lunch today. It's fun to be around people. It's, nobody likes to, just stay home and not be around people. So, we're all kind of people, and it's just another way for us to get around people, share our information, whether it's stories, how to do the business, whatever, all that stuff is so important.
Cool. Okay. Anything you want to mention about Kelly or Donna?
No, and we went over this. If you can't be on the Zoom, and I understand Christmas parties and stuff, I know some people tonight are at a Christmas party. Just let us know and ask for the recording. Don't forget to ask for the recording so that you can get the information. I promise it'll be worth your time. We'll probably go, I've tried to tell everybody 10, 12 minutes. Both of them have so much to say. So it won't be 30 minutes. I can promise you that. It'll probably go a little bit longer. We will try to keep it tight and not make it too long, but we have a lot of really great products, a lot of testimonies, a lot of stories to share. So we'll try to not to make it too long.
Okay, you mentioned these. So,
Mhm.
and these shareables are, I'll put them in Telegram again, but they're available on the company site. They're available on Facebook. So again, take advantage of this for your personal consumption, but with the mind body, I mean, that is coming into weight loss season. I'd reach out to every customer individual, everyone that considered it and didn't do it,
Mhm.
and everyone that went on it and for whatever reason came off it. I'd reach back out to everybody individually because that is a great savings on that product.
So with these products too, I've got to mention there's going to be an app or there's going to be a tracking sheet in the app and the training. More of those details will be available for January 10th, which is our January kickoff for the next year. That's a company Zoom that's going to go on. And then January 12th starts these actual trainings and the app and everything, the tracker and stuff. So just so you have an idea of the time frame on all that stuff.
So just take this slide. A lot of it you covered. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So these are just again the two. They're calling it Activate 90 Challenge. So you'll see that will populate in your app if you're entitled to it on January 12th. But January 10th, they promised to give us more information at that point too. So it's really just this is a month where you can reach out, you can be getting people on weight loss. But you know what? The cool thing I like about weight loss is when people see you lose weight, they ask. They don't, it's not like people wonder how you lost the weight. They're very quick to ask about weight loss, so they want to know about it. But again, these events, everything that we're talking about just gives you more things to talk about people, to them about and share with them about what's going on and stuff. And that's really our business. It's a networking business, letting people know what we're doing and checking in on people and just sharing things. So this is a business where we really need to stay consistent all the time. We need to be talking to people. We need to kind of like self-employ ourselves. One of the things I think that, Bobby and I did so well, and maybe early on, we had a mentor when we first got involved in the business. And I can tell you, Bobby played softball probably 4 or 5 nights a week, played a lot of softball, loved playing softball, even after he'd work a long day or whatever, when he didn't have the business. And one of the things that our mentor at that point said is, if you want a really big business, you've got to employ yourself. And so some of the best hours to be calling people are early evenings. That's a great time to be reaching out. So you may have to shift some things in your life, but if you want a really big business that's going to pay you forever and ever, you may have to reorganize your schedule a little bit or your priorities on what you're doing. So, so important. But I look at the lifestyle it allows us now, and now Bobby can play pickleball at night. It doesn't really matter. Maybe he's fitting in some calls here or there, and some nights he can't play. But it really allows us to figure out our schedule. But we still keep a schedule. Anybody that knows, I'll play tennis early in the morning, but I beat it back in here and, I'm on the phone for a couple hours and stuff, and very, very consistent with building my business. And so, it's great when we can get rid of that boss, but then we have to be our own boss and we have to employ ourselves and we have to stay consistent. Staying consistent with this business, keep your language sharp. When you're talking to people all the time, you're up on what's going on in your business. You can make use of all these tools. You get to go on the trip. So it's not that we need to work a lot of hours, but we really need to be consistent. This is not a business that you show up on, once a week or occasionally, whatever. You need to do your reach outs every day, I would say. definitely do your reach outs and some follow up and stuff. There's a few things that you have to do, but think about that for the new year. Set your schedule. Set what is your schedule going to be? Be very intentional with your schedule. Are you going to work so many hours a week, and what nights are you going to work, or what days are you going to work, or what Zoom calls are you going to be on? I think this should be one that's mandatory, but if you really want 2026 to be a big year, figure out the working hours and the rules for yourself, and that'll dictate how big a business that you actually build. So
Okay, and just one last thing I did mention, but make sure you take people through where to get all the information on Telegram. Okay, just put them on, and again, it's that's the app on the left where the red arrow is. When they click the top, okay, it opens up this here, the media button gives you all the stuff. The links button gives you all the replays, the videos and stuff. So just walk them through it. It's 10 seconds, and it's a free app. And the great thing about it is we could have 50,000 people on it. There's no limit. So we don't have to change anything on that. But
so Marge asked in Canada, so we know Fred's on Canada for sure. So that's
oh,
fine.
Fred's been on it for years. I mean,
Yeah.
we were
Yes.
doing Messenger and we were doing Facebook, but or WhatsApp, and it was just too difficult. I wish we had been on Telegram the whole time, but better late than never. So anyway, I have a couple things. Angie and Allie had a really exciting day. Are you guys on? I just turned it on.
Yeah, we're here.
Hey, you had me excited when you were texting me, so why don't you share a little bit about how your day went?
Sure. So, Allie and I did a bridal show today, in downtown Dallas. We did the same one last year in December. And last year's was kind of slow, I guess you could say. We didn't know what to expect last year. This year we had a new booth location, and I think we came through, it opened at noon today, and we just got trampled. There were so many
Totally
people
run
there.
over.
We went through, I think we came home with one collagen bottle. We sampled everything else. We sampled the collagen in little cups, and we did the Mind Body along with we used
Axial.
Axio and dragon fruit, and we sampled that all day long. And we had our 3 banners up. We had picture frames up, and then the shows, the special with GLP-1 just was an added bonus today because that was just a prompt for people to buy. Now, the one thing we did learn last year at the bridal shows is people aren't really coming to buy anything. They're coming to look for venues and,
Get their photographer.
Yeah. And so we knew that, but we came with lots of samples, and we did a form with a QR code to capture people. And then we also let people sign up. And then we're going to do a giveaway for collagen or GLP-1, whatever they want. And so that's how we got a lot of information.
Well,
And a lot of people walk
databasing
away
is
saying, I'm going to go buy some of this, but we'll see if they actually do that.
databasing is the key with that. Look, there's never been a bride or a bridal party that doesn't want to lose weight before,
Right.
the wedding comes and look better and everything else. So, the key is just going to be dripping on them every week with something exciting that would enhance their wedding in any way, shape, or form. And we have so much material that you can send, videos and before and afters. And so cool. Well
Yep.
done, ladies.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I'll see you next week. You got to inject my knees there, Allie. I'll see you next week. But Dee, I saw you on here. Dee, just take a minute. What was it like to be able to celebrate your 20th anniversary with the company paying for the trip?
Yeah, for free. It was amazing. Honestly, like I didn't really know what to expect, but I built in 2 days so many great relationships with these people that you see on stage. Carrie Dickey, oh my gosh, what a beautiful spirit. Tamira, And just to be in the mix with everybody and to know that you can do this every single time. And then the way that they treat us, right? Like we are everything to this company. I mean, of course, we have to be, but they go all out. I mean, just the way that they celebrated us and the things that they gave us and just the opportunities and the days and the activities. It was unbelievable. I'm blown away and I'm so excited that we got to go and celebrate our 20th anniversary on them. But building
It
the
kind of
relationship.
makes it hard to imagine not going on the next one, doesn't it?
I know I kind of have a stomach ache right now. I'm like,
So,
I have to be
hey,
there. Like I built all these
all we
relationships.
can do, all of us, all we can do is get our points this month because we just don't know where we're going yet. So,
Yeah.
but is Kenneth on here? I thought I saw, I'm not sure. He could be on a opportunity call with somebody now. Is he on? I know he
I
was.
saw his name earlier.
Okay, he may have had to drop off and
Yeah.
hop on a
Yeah,
business
he's not
call.
on now. Yeah.
And
Okay.
just really honestly spending even more time with April and Bobby. I love you guys. I just love our friendship and it was so much fun. I'm like, why are you so far away?
I know. She gets me out of my comfort zone, hence some of those pictures.
Yeah, I did.
So, folks, this week could really help you develop momentum going into, taking advantage of all the sales and stuff the company's doing. But, people are going to get, like Angie Alley, you need to get all of those brides to be on Thursday night. You got to get them. You got to get them to hear about what these products do and how much more beautiful they can be on their wedding day. And look, a big focus is going to be on mind, body, and collagen, so they're going to hear what you were talking about and they're going to hear it from doctors and but everybody, this is plug in everybody, your customers, your consultants, your prospects, your drop-offs, everything, plug them in. We're going to get them really excited about product. And, going into this year, it's, look, before and after pictures are the key. And those products create really good before and after pictures. And that's what ends up getting people in the business. So before I let you go, anyone have any questions or anything? So Thursday night's the big one. Power Hour is tomorrow. And of course, we'll be back Sunday night. But let's just pack it out. You got the invites. If for some reason you don't, just text me. I'll send it to you. But they're in Telegram. They're on Facebook. I texted it to most of you for Thursday. But otherwise, we're good. Anybody? All good? Okay. Then we will see you Thursday night, everybody, and let's just make a big number out of it. Right, Freddie, there? I see Freddie giving thumbs up. Thursday night, lots of exciting stuff on products by some amazing women. So have a good night, everybody. This is
Thank
recorded.
you.
We'll get this posted soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks.